Country Line Lane through that screen door here at Down on the Farm Radio headquarters, down the hall, into the kitchen. Set with me, Larry Marble, at my Granny Marble's kitchen table, and we're going to have a big old heaping helping of ag information, and my old camp cook, Hop Sing, back off his weekend, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day vacation to San Antonio to see his girlfriend, is going to have us a big chicken fried steak, some jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. Neighbor, it's the 1245 edition of Down on the Farm on the 4th day of January, 2022. Man, how time flies. Let's take a look at ag weather for this region. For this region, we consult the National Weather Service, Austin and San Antonio. Mild but warmer today, 67 in Del Rio, 63 in Kerrville, 69 in Pleasanton, 65 in Georgetown, 66 in LaGrange and Gonzales and Cuero. The 5-day planner says a front comes through on Wednesday, another on Thursday, minimal impact each day. Our lows somewhere between 37 and 45 both days. Our highs on Wednesday will be, we'll call it 71 to 76, but then our highs after the second front go down between 56 and 68 and remain that way through Friday. They warm up a bit on Saturday and Sunday to where our highs are 69 to about 74. And there is a minimal chance of rain Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening for the eastern portion of the territory. Neighbor, there's a quick look at ag weather for this region of Down on the Farm Country. And once again, thanks so much for listening to us on one of our 14 affiliate stations. Neighbor, let's take a quick look at our commodities of ag interest. March corn, 604.5 up 15 1/4. March beans, 1379.5 up 24. March Kansas City hard red winter wheat, 797.5. It's up 6. March number 2 cotton up 295 at 116.18. February live cattle down 145 at 137.47. March feeder cattle 166.35 down 317. February lean hogs up 47.50 at 81.60. Your February West Texas Intermediate crudes up 82 at 76.90. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, now it's time for today's edition of Focus on Ag from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. I believe Tom Nicoletti's at the mic. Tom, what's our topic?
High nitrogen cost and the impact on horticultural crops. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Focus on Agriculture from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. My guest today is John Begnaud, horticulturist in San Angelo. And John, as we start the new year, fertilizer costs are still very, very high for agricultural producers as they were in 2021, farmers, ranchers, and of course those who grow horticultural crops. Let's talk about those that are impacted the most, let's say turf grass, for instance.
And that's very important. Nitrogen is the least abundant element that is in the fertilizer realm that plants require of the 16 essential elements. And the price is driven, as you know, a lot by natural gas prices. And turf grass has become a pretty big industry in Texas, and in most areas, nitrogen is the reason that you can get 2, 3, 4 cuttings off of a field, is because you can push that grass really fast with nitrogen applications. So that's going to have a direct effect on the price that these guys may have to charge, or the fact that they may even skip some nitrogen and have to give up a cutting. It's not just turf grass. We have a lot of other horticultural crops that depend on nitrogen to first make a yield and second to make an abundance.
And another one of those crops is pecans.
Oh, yes. Pecans require nitrogen. It is the number one input as far as fertilizers go all across the pecan belt. The export market is what has driven the price in 2021 so good. I mean, it's driven it up to pre-pandemic levels, but you're always at the mercy of the market as to whether or not your inputs were a good choice or not.
That is San Angelo horticulturist John Begnaud. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor Hop Singh says he is ready to plate up the chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny C's rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. There's some twice-baked potatoes over there, and there's a Caesar salad for you folks that want to watch your weight. What I'd suggest is just eat less and enjoy a chicken fried steak like old Doug Bass is going to. Doug's a hard-working cowboy. In fact, he's out gathering today. Doug Bass, how did that special go that you had in Brenham this last week?
We had a heck of a good sale, Mr. Larry. First off, I'd like to thank everyone for coming. We had a tremendous turnout. The cattle sold very well. We sold lots of bulls, bring 6,000+ pairs, and we sold some fair cattle, bring over 3. Lots of good bred cows, bringing the high teens up 22,300. It was just a really good sale. I hope it's a reflection of the year we have to come. I hope this market holds on and stays strong like it was there the other day. We had some really good Brayford pairs, bring up to 3,300. We had some really good crossbred pairs. Some of those cattle bring 2,500. The bred cow market was really good. We had, like I said, we had a really good set of cows. Most of the bred cows bring anywhere from 15 to somewhere around 2,400, depending on the cattle. Open heifers were strong. We've seen lots of open heifers bring $1,200-$1,400. We had a heck of a bull sale. But we had really good bulls. The Hereford bulls bring anywhere from $5,500 to $6,750. Charolais bulls bring anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. We had some good Brangus bulls bring up in the upper fours. It was a really good sale.
Now, what are you anticipating for this Friday?
We've got some cattle up there in the trap. Sounds like we'll have a pretty good run, Mr. Larry, if weather allows. We've got one set of 100 good Charolais calves up there. We've had on some feeders. We're gathering some more this week. It sounds like, we should have somewhere around 300 to 400 good Charolais calves coming off of a few different ranches.
And you've got new receiving pen set up.
Yes, sir, we do. Down in Weimar, Texas, Mr. Robert Poppy runs that for us. He's right there off of I-10. His number is 979-732-7289. They're open there on Thursdays and Friday morning.
Well, Doug, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for the sale this week and give them your contact info.
Yes, sir. Y'all can get in touch with me on my cell, which is 979-877-4454. Y'all can call us there at the office, which is 979-836-3621.
Y'all have a good week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good week, too. We'll see you Friday, Mr. Larry.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, I tell you what, let's travel a little bit. Let's cross the river and head south and talk to old Seth Crane at Union Honda about the sale he had Monday. Seth, talk to us. How'd it go?
Oh, ended up pretty good, Larry. A little bit of cold weather. Had right under 200 head of cattle. A little light to start the first sale of the year, but the market pretty good. Probably had somewhere around 30 cows on the day. Packer cows pretty well steady with what they were 3 weeks ago. 71 on our top cow, down to 39 cents on those lower yielding type cows. They did put a little bit of money on bulls. Dollar bill on a really top bull. Most of those bulls kind of bring in the somewhere around 90 to the mid 90s, somewhere right there. Lower end of the bulls anywhere from 45 up to 70, 75 or so. Had one pair at $875 today, and a few bred cows from $550 up to $850. As far as that calf and yearling market, pretty well steady with what we've been seeing. Might have been a tick higher on some of those heifers. A little bit of a push on what we had. Sure, a pretty good market on the number one end of the calves, and still got to be a real good one to do it. But I thought the market was really good on them today. Looking forward to next week. Did have a freeze around, so I'm betting we're going to have a little better run next week. In the meantime, if you need anything, feel free to holler at us, 830-741-8061. Get me on my cell phone, 210-288-3960. And for updates and information, visit us on Facebook or HondoLivestock.com.
Thank you, Seth.
Thanks.
Neighbor, be sure to grab a bottle of ice water before you get out the door. It's right there in that number 2 wash tub. We need you hydrated to come back and eat a kolache with us this afternoon. Taking a short look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Milo through Corpus, 12.04. Yellow corn, 6.89 1/4. Hard red winter wheat to Houston, 8.61 1/2. And Houston beans, 13.44. 13,044 a bale of Texas cotton, neighbor. Ranged in price from 107.73 to 111.23. It brought 109.48 on average. That's it for the best darn farm show in Texas. No brag, just fact. I'm Larry Marble. You're my neighbor. Neighbor, you're the reason we do Down on the Farm. See you at 3:45.